Hey, what's up? I'm Basil Barrington, and today I am talking with DJ Keo. DJ Keo, he posted a video, and it was a music industry rant. And I just
Yeah.
wanted to talk to you more about this rant because you said something that I think a lot of people are thinking about, wanted to
Mm.
say, but decided not to say. And let's just talk about a little bit of this sort of video you posted.
Everybody right now in the music industry is trying to make the same thing from whatever thing that got lucky. And technically, it didn't even get lucky. They just spent more money on it.
You were talking about, basically how the music industry is today based
Yeah.
on what artists are, the creative product that artists are producing today versus how things happened maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. Now,
Yeah.
explain that a little bit. And let's specifically just talk about the rap game. What you said about the rap game was so on point. People don't understand that it's really, well, let's just go into what you said. Now, what is the difference between what is being produced today, how people are getting paid, and how music was produced, 10, 15, 20 years ago, and how artists was getting paid and also promoting music as well. Obviously, technology was different 20 years ago than it is today. The way people consume music is totally different. But why did you think that you needed to, post this rant about the music industry?
Well, I saw this video from T-Pain, and he was
Yes.
talking. He was complaining that because he has a Twitch stream, and people send him music on his Twitch stream, and he kind of rates it, and he talks to them about their music, whatever. And I guess a couple people sent music, and they all sounded the same. And he just like a light switch went off, and he just went on this
He
crazy
went,
rant for
he
like
went
20
off, didn't
minutes.
he? Mm-hmm.
I cut up parts of it to kind of get narrow his thing down,
Yeah.
but his thing goes on, and it's like a half an hour rant just
Wow.
straight about what's wrong with the industry. So I looked at a couple things when I first got into the making music in the industry, whatever.
Mm.
Everybody got paid. Yeah,
Yes.
producer got paid,
Mm-hmm.
the engineer got paid, what I'm saying? Like the whole line,
Mm-hmm.
everybody down the line. Your lawyer set this thing up. Even if you've never sold any beats in your life or you never wrote any songs before, they made sure that you got your cut of your check
Yes.
and everybody was taken care of. And the industry has shifted to the point now because the music isn't valuable that they're just cookie cuttering making these songs now. So they get 30 beats from somebody and they don't want 30 unique different beats. They want 30 beats that sound exactly like whatever's popular on the radio. And when I was there, I could kind of see this is where it was going because a lot of A&Rs and VPs, whatever, this is what they would ask for. They'd be like, "Hey, do you have beats from so and so? Do you have beats that sound like
This
whatever's on
person.
the radio right now?
Right.
Yeah, this
Whatever's
person's
hot.
popular.
Mm-hmm.
This one just went platinum. Give me a
Right.
song that sounds like this."
Yeah.
And it was slowly creeping in. And when you take away people getting paid for making the beats, all the people who had some kind of say of like a Timberland or Pharrell or whatever, they're like, well, I'm not gonna make a beat that sounds like this other person. Like, really, I
Yeah.
don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that those people kind of retired, or they're large enough that this didn't affect them. But there was no current crop coming in after them that had any backbone or spine. The
Right.
crop that came after, at least when I was there, was whatever you're paying me, I'll take it. I
Yep.
don't have any standards.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna give me $50 and some coupons, I'll take that. And my brother and I we used to call it sneaker money
Yeah.
because that's what they would pay them. They would give
Mm-hmm.
them like, here's $100, and then we'll give you your producer's agreement and your whatever lawyer stuff. We'll give it to you later, but we're gonna take the song and actually use it to make money on, and then we'll deal with the paperwork for you later. And
Mm-hmm.
the people that came after us, they were all okay with this. So the music, just you can see the deterioration of the music because
Yeah.
there was no standards. And all the people who were super talented got fed up and like, I can't deal with this anymore. This is all crap. So I think that was a huge factor. And then you had the problem of music is worthless. There before you would buy your song, and then these guys, they would make their money back from sales. Someone would go to the store, they would buy a CD.
Yep,
Somebody would be able
that's
to
true.
get publishing for your thing, and you would be able to go to like publishing and put you in a movie or a TV show. You would get full rates for those things. A lot of the case now, they don't even take music from songwriters or whatever. They just have licensed music that's like you put it on a website, and the licensed music is like $5, whatever the thing is, like whatever the terms is for the license using your music.
Mm-hmm.
So you've moved away from the individual people making music to miscellaneous music,
Right.
and that's taken over the whole thing. So you add all of these factors all together. You have record labels looking for a duplication of the same artist. You have producers who are really talented. They're like, screw this, I'm not going to make beats anymore. This is not even worth my time. Then you have people not getting properly paid. All of these things, it's like a perfect storm all happening together. And this is where we are right now. My complaint about the industry as a DJ is that none of these songs last longer than a day.
No,
Like, you really realistically,
no.
if you take one of these rap songs, like we're talking strictly about rap music right now.
Yeah.
You take any one of these rap songs, and 3 months, that's the best you can get out of this rap song. And then a couple months from now, no one's ever going to hear that song again, ever. The dirty secret for the music industry today is that everything's bought and paid for.
Today, music is all about, there's a lot of technology with music, and it's a lot of
Yes.
technology behind how we as consumers consume music. And again, you and I as technology people, and I'll say this, and I said it before, that if there is a technological element to how we consume music, then it can be manipulated. And what I mean by that is, you may have 1 million, listens, but because it's owned by sort of these streaming services, they own the rails, they own the code. So they can say, okay, this artist had 1 million sales. We're going to make sure that this artist has 100,000 sales because we don't want to pay this artist as much as we would have to, right?
How could you know? You can't know this.
You can't know. One of the things that we used to do back in the day was when we promoted music, or we were trying to promote music, and we shipped, sent it to different labels. One of the things we wanted to do was have the ability to have accounting rights, the ability to go in, see the records. I want to see exactly what this music did or how this music is doing. And I don't know if people have that ability. Why has the industry stayed in this sort of silo of produced music and everything sounding the same? Is it because the money is so much easier, or is it because, people are just lazy?
I think that the creativity is gone because there's no incentive to being creative. If you look at artists right now, they don't have to be different. Different is being frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's better that you sound like this other crop. Like, they all have the same auto tune. They tune their voice the same way. It's the same kind of music they're on.
It is
Like,
so
their creativity
sad.
is frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at an artist like J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar. These guys sound like they're in a different universe compared to other music that's coming out right now.
Totally.
It's complete. And the only thing that's different is they have an older mentality for how they make their music. Biggie doesn't sound like Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't sound like Nas. None of these people sound the same. Their music is different. They even have the same producers, and even that is different. They're not trying to do what everybody else is doing. They're unique people, and their creativity is the focal point of what they're trying to do here. Whereas a lot of these other artists that are coming out right now, they don't care about that. And I used to talk about this back in the day. Artists today for rap music, rap is their stepping stone to get to something else.
Yeah.
Rappers
if you're smart, back in the day, that's what rappers did. Today, I'm not quite sure.
Well, like, a lot of people, they're not trying to be a rapper. Their goal is to be some large person in social media and then to do this other thing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like they're like before, like I think people took the message from Jay-Z wrong. Because Jay-Z, he was talking this mogul talk, but he had 10 albums when he was doing the mogul talk.
Yeah.
He didn't start out of the gate saying, I'm a mogul and I had these 18 businesses and I don't need rap anymore. Like that's not what he was saying. He wanted to rap. And his goal when he came out was to go platinum.
Yeah.
His goal wasn't to, I'm gonna start selling shoes tomorrow or whatever. Him even having the business of Rockefeller was out of necessity. If he could have been signed directly to Def Jam back in the day, he would have.
Yeah.
But they had to do the business because nobody could sign them.
Right.
They were on their own.
Yeah.
They wanted to be part of a record because it was better to be part of a record company. So what I'm saying is that like the message of Jay-Z being a mogul didn't start off of I'm bigger than rap. He didn't say he was bigger than rap until after he had a couple of platinum. I think Hard Knock Life 2 or whatever. So we're talking 3.5 albums later. He's like, all right, now I got an album that sold 4 million. Now I'm bigger than rap. But like these guys are coming out the gate being like, rap is not my first goal in life or not even what I'm trying to accomplish. Rap is something I'm doing so that I can be over here and do something else.
But mostly that's, again, today it's like rap is not my first thing. I want to do something so much bigger that has a social media aspect to it.
This is a house of cards, a house of mirrors, a house of glass. You name a house that is bullshit. This is what this is. Yeah. Not it's like more about being famous than being a good rapper.
On social media. So, it's not like, hey, 50 Cent is like, hey, I'm going to do this rap thing. Now I'm serious. I'm a Wall Street person. I'm making money. I have partnerships and sponsorships, all this, that, and the other. You have these other rappers who are doing like movie and stuff like that, movies. And here's the other thing. So we're talking about this, and what a lot of the younger sort of generation they may say is, is there like a level of ageism when it comes to these different sort of generations of rap music? Again, when we were coming up, like the industry was a little different. Like you said, like I said to you once in a podcast, like I was all about getting my money up front. If I made a beat, I got paid for it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I wasn't like, going into my studio, turning on everything, making a beat, and someone's just going to take it and say, well, we'll think about it. Even when you made beats for people that they did not use, you still got paid.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I got a lot of beats that I sold that never made it on an album, but I still got my check
paid. And I got paid, right? Speaking of getting paid really quickly, yesterday I actually got a royalty check from CD Baby. $48.06.
Nice. Nice.
$48.06. It's just like right. So do you think that there is or people are going to say that there is a level of ageism in terms of what we're talking about?
Here's the thing. I think that the difference between the current rap versus the rap that we know of that from back in the day and what we were about. The difference is that music is worthless today. There's no accolades. If you've noticed, right, they don't really talk about which artists went gold or platinum anymore or who's number one on Billboard. That used to be a huge deal. Mr. Cheeks I remember when I went to Bink's house a long time ago, on his wall, he has Mr. Cheeks' Hot 100 number one song. And that's sentimental to him because it was a huge deal back in the day, being number one on the Hot 100. Yeah. But today, the Hot 100 counts YouTube, TikTok, Facebook.
Can you imagine
Instagram,
TikTok?
All this other stuff. Yeah. And this is why it's so vital for artists to be an Instagrammer or somebody who's making YouTube videos versus somebody who's making music. The first person of a thing, that's the last time you can do that. No more. That's it. And so I think that's the disconnect between the older generation for the current generations, because being famous on Instagram is way more important than having a hit record. If you look at an artist like a Meg Thee Stallion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her album didn't do well in streaming,
Mm-hmm.
but she's a huge person on Instagram,
On social
and she's
media, dude, for
really big
real.
on
Mm-hmm.
social media. So
Mm-hmm.
the value of her is the platform that I can give her a Pepsi deal and she can drink Pepsi on Instagram,
Right.
and I'm gonna cut a check for that. Not her music. The
Mm-hmm.
music is secondary to that, and it's kind of the reversal of where you're supposed to get to. The thing that you're doing first is advertising yourself, and then making music. And
Right.
I think that's why a lot of the old heads and a lot of people who've been in the industry before, they kind of are, they're annoyed by this current generation because being famous is more important than making a good song, because the current crop of people do not care about the song.
They
I think
don't.
there's very few rap artists that actually care about making a quality song that they think is going to break through and sound different or last 20 years, whatever. There's very few people that actually care about that. And you can kind of tell from their music. Like you could say Tyler the Creator is a person who cares about that. But he's
Yeah.
grandfathered in from the older, like he's from the Pharrell Kanye era.
Yeah.
He's not from the
Even
mumble
though
rap
he's a
either.
younger guy, he really
He was
studied.
there with them. He was hanging out with them in the studio.
He
So like
studied the
he's,
whole stuff too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see like his attitude is, well, I'm gonna make an album like Igor, and I'm gonna go around the corner for what these guys are doing right now.
Yeah.
And with his new album, he's trying to
New
do something
album is
different from what these other
sick.
people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
guess the point though, he's trying to do something different. You pay a music streaming service, and then they pay the artist. None of that money's even going to them at this point. There's artists all across the country who are doing phenomenal work that we're never going to hear of.
Yeah.
And they're never going to get seen on Spotify because they don't have any
Right.
money. And they're
Exactly.
never going to be seen on Tidal, or their videos aren't going to get any play. And they're going to get swept under the rug. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge problem with the industry right now. They haven't figured out a way to reach out to smaller artists or even try and look out for them or give them a spotlight or anything like that.
Right.
Everything right now in the industry is bought and paid for. The people who have the money, they're getting all the spotlight, they're getting all the spins. Spotify is telling you this person did 5 billion views or whatever, or spins or whatever on Spotify. We have no control over what we hear or what we see anymore as far as mainstream goes. And there has to be a system put in place to kind of get these smaller underground artists some more shine, because what we have isn't working. At least back in the day, like the underground, they had places they could go to. People would play them on the radio.
Right.
There's
Mm-hmm.
magazines they used to talk about it, but like
Mm-hmm.
now is the Wild West, and if you don't have any money, you're never going to be found.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about from the videos. That the hard truth of the matter is everything in the music industry is bought and paid for,
Mm-hmm.
and we have no say in the matter because of, like you said, the technology decides what we see.
That's true.
And if you don't have the resources, the connection to the technology, they make sure that you never get seen. The same way the top of the pyramid artists get paid, and even if you had 100,000 streams in a month, you're not going to get your check for like 4 or 5 months, maybe even a year. Whenever Spotify gets around to it,
Right.
like that's the factor of, because of this thing's broken.
Well, I'm going to leave a link to DJ Keo's music industry rant in the show description.
You want to fix the music industry? Give it back to the fans. Let the fans decide.
Well, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.